Testing, one, two, three. So listen, the major reason why you probably want to eliminate, the thought process or the I consistently need to be motivated concept or thoughts is because of the fact that motivation is temporary. Motivation is a feeling. So like when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling up, you feeling down, that's what motivation is. Like motivation is a feeling that comes and it goes. But at the end of the day, you got to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined and you have to be committed to whatever it is that you're trying to do. At the end of the day, you're not going to always be motivated. You're not going to always feel like it. And no one is really talking about like that fact. Like a lot of people, I'll say a lot of people don't really understand that like motivation is just a feeling. It really comes and goes, which is why like you hear so many super uber successful people, they talk about the fact that like, man, you need to be disciplined. You need to be committed. But this discipline and this commitment level, it doesn't necessarily mean that you grinding it out 24/7 all day, every single day. Because the biggest piece is that you got to pick dates and times of when you're going to be the most effective, when you're going to be efficient. Because if you're always working, you're just working. Instead, like, why are we always trying to wear hard work as a badge of honor when hard work is really like, that's all it is. It's just hard work. Instead of being a hard work or I put in this many hours at my job, because that's what you've probably been brainwashed to think like, well, you put in this many hours, you work so hard, and it's almost like you get that sense of, you get that pat on the back. They pat you on the back for your hard work, but in actuality, the thing that you really want, what you really want is that you want the work that's going to produce the results. So as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as an aspiring business owner, you need to focus on the results. It doesn't matter if you put up 16-hour days if you're still not getting the results. Because the person that puts up the 16 hours versus the person that puts up 1 or 2 hours, they can get the same exact results. But the person over here that puts up the 1 or 2 hours, they probably know and understand certain things that the person that just all is about the hard work doesn't understand. One of the big things is with people that only focus on hard work is the fact that they're only looking at it as how can I do it instead of who can I get to help me do it. Because if you're only looking at things of how is what's costing you money. Like how is costing you time, how is costing you energy, it's costing you frustration, like it's costing you your mental in a sense, because you're going to get frustrated when you don't figure out how to do it. And a lot of the times is because we've all the time, like everything since we were young in school is only taught that, well, problem solving. How can you figure out this problem by yourself? Instead of, and if you pay attention, how many times can you really think about it did you really start working on group projects? Because you're supposed to build with a team, because there are certain things that you're just not good at. And instead of focusing on the things that you're not good at, because that's the trap that a lot of people fall into, and don't fall into that trap of focusing on the things you're not good at as an entrepreneur. Don't get into the mode of, I'm going to force myself to be good at these things. Why? Why not lean into the things that you're great at and then get someone who can help you with the how of the things that you're not good at? Like, for instance, you got people that when they get into a real estate transaction, people don't jump into a real estate transaction by themselves. What do? They go find a who, because they don't understand the how. When people don't just go out and say, well, I'm going to go. The majority of people are not jumping out and saying, well, I'm going to go fix my car myself. No, they go find a who, which is a shop, a mechanic, the dealership, that to help them with the how. And so as a business owner, as an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're trying to get from point A to point B, what sense is it continuously making for you to just jump up and say, well, I'm going to do this thing by myself? Why be focused on, I'm going to do all this hard work And then, but you're doing all this hard work, but you're taking the mindset that you've been given, that's kind of been instilled in you your entire life, which is work hard and eventually you're going to get the results. But that's not necessarily the truth. A lot of the times is that it's that the person that who's going to help us get the result is what we need to focus on. So you need to focus on the who, because eventually the motivation is going to run out. Eventually the feeling like doing it's going to run out. It always does. So then that's why you have the person that's going to actually help you get from point A to point B in not just a timely manner, but is going to actually focus on all those things that you're not good at. Because do you think of like the billionaires of the world, or the 8-figure entrepreneurs, even the 7-figure entrepreneurs of the world, even the 6-figure entrepreneurs of the world, even the people that that are occasionally making 5 figures or more a month. Occasionally, think about anybody that's a little bit further than you are right now today. Do you think that they're doing it all alone? Or think about, like, when you really start to think about the millionaires and the billionaires, do you think that they're doing it 100% on their own? No, they're not. When they want to grow and scale their business, guess what they're doing? They're getting a mentor, they're getting a coach, they're reading, they're focusing on who can help them, instead of trying to do everything on their own by saying how can I do this? Because you'll spend hours, you'll spend days, you'll spend weeks and months trying to figure out how. And then the ego side of you will go out and try to do it, and then you'll make a lot of mistakes, and these mistakes are going to cost you money, they're going to cost you time, they're going to cost you relationships, because a lot of the time is that we're so focused on the fact that I'm gonna do this on my own, I'm gonna get this on my own. But you got to realize where that comes from. It comes from the moment that we started going to school. It's always been about problem solving. But instead, and then most of the time the kids will laugh at you in school, because the teacher will try to tell you, oh, there's no such thing as a dumb question, but inevitably most kids were in fear of asking questions, and so then they don't ask questions, and then that leads to you not being comfortable with searching for a who. It's always about who and not how. It's always about how, not necessarily how fast can I get there alone, but how fast can someone help me get there without spending a lot of money, without making a lot of mistakes, without using all of my time. And it's not even just necessarily about without spending a lot of money. When I say, I'm not talking about the upfront cost of the individual, which is the who, because if you got to pay, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 for a coach or a mentor, do it. Because if that coach and that mentor, if you're paying them $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, 9 times out of 10, they're going to at least 5 to 10x your income minimum. And you have to understand that it takes money. It takes money. Like, you have to really invest in yourself, in your mental, in your next level, in order to get to the next level. You will never see what the next level looks like unless you're really willing to pay for it. Like the term, you got to pay to play. It's serious. You have, like, when you really get into the field of learning more, you're going to pay, and there's going to be some sort of opportunity cost, whether that opportunity cost is money, whether it's time, or whether it's both. And so, like, if you want to learn something and you want to learn at an accelerated rate, definitely get a coach. If you want to, because the things that a coach knows, the things that you can't Google these things. You can't go and Google how do you make $1 billion. You can't really, like, get to the bottom of that on Google. You got to get with somebody who's actually made $1 billion. You can't Google, like, okay, how do I make $1 million on Black Friday selling digital products, or how do I make $3,000 or $5,000 in a day selling digital products? How do I make $8,000 to $10,000 in a day selling t-shirts? You have to get with someone who's already done these things before. That's like what's like, and I don't. The funniest thing is that the funniest thing is that as people, we can get so stuck and so hung up on, well, this is going to cost me this. How much is it really costing you by not investing in yourself? Change your mindset. Look at everything as an investment in yourself. Anytime you start a business, you're going to continuously have to invest in yourself and in that business. If you start a business where you sell products, every time you buy new products to do a flip, in the essence, like say you sell some sort of body butters. So if you sell body butters and you buy the products of the body butters at wholesale, okay, you're buying them at wholesale at a cost. It's going to cost you money. And then you make the body butters, you mix them up, and now you're going to charge even more for them. But you had to make some sort of initial investment that was money. But then in order to learn how to make the body butters, you had to invest time into the learning. So it's always going to be, in order to get the opportunity to be a successful to be a successful like skincare or body butter distributor, you had to invest time and money, that was your opportunity cost. If you want to create a successful business, or you want to be a self-published author, or you want to be an award-winning author, you're going to probably want to get with someone. What is your opportunity cost, and who is inside of that opportunity cost that can help you get there. And so start to switch up your thinking and looking at things where, how can I get there? Who can help me get there? Instead of how can I get there? Who can help me get there? And instead of focusing on the opportunity cost, be willing to look at it as, well, what is the opportunity investment? Because every opportunity costs, but what are you willing to invest in it to get the result?